So, peace and blessings on today. I previously spoke about having increased anxiety, depression, and stress. And my channel, I know everybody have their different angles of presenting information and inspiring, but my core of who I am well educated in mental health and wellness. That is my passion. That is my drive. That is where I begun to tap into my coaching career. This is how I am choosing to give back in the world. This is the thing that I have said, God, I am willing to die for. I'm willing to make sure every soul that I can humanly impact with my voice has a good understanding of mental health. And the reason why it's such a passion for me is because I have not always practiced healthy boundaries, having good self-worth, having positive self-esteem. I have not always practiced taking care of my temple. I have not always enjoyed the way my hair come out of the scalp. I have not always enjoyed my voice. I have not always enjoyed the way I look. I have not always appreciated my chocolate brown skin. I have not always appreciated so many things that God put in me to be abundant, to be able to get through to the masses. I have not always appreciated these things. I have not always been able to control my anger, been able to love, be compassionate, forgive. I was living reckless, living my best life like the most average people. You just living every day. You waking up not on purpose, but just out of habit. God woke me up today. Okay, I'm going to go tap into somebody's job, and that's all I'm going to do today. But since I am rediscovering myself, I actually have that in my notes. So as I'm rediscovering myself, I'm reminded that it won't be easy. And people will look at you like, what is going on with her? Why is she tripping today? Why is she being so serious? Why she gotta act like that? Why is she stuck up? Why is she trying to do, people these are just their thoughts. They will probably 99.9% of the time never tell you these things. They're watching your videos. They're not going to ask, well, Jessica, how could I sew into your business? Jessica, well, what are you doing? Well, just what kind of coach are you? People will be very inquisitive about what you're doing, but they will never inquire. They will never say, girl, you are just inspiring me. You press and play every day. I see you. You got hundreds of videos at this point. You are killing it. Small goals, being able to just have your child in extracurricular activities, being able to stay on your good, healthy eating regimen, being able to continue to work out when you can, being able to articulate the Bible when you're not a scholar, you just know how to read. Things like that. People not going to give you a pat on the back. They just going to look at you crazy. And that's okay too. So rediscovering yourself, you will feel like you're on an island all by yourself, and that's okay. Don't stress it, because eventually people are going to look back once they see the fruit. And this is another thing. Once you see somebody's fruit, it's too late. When you get ready to build a foundation of the house and you see them building a house, it's already too late. They already fixed their credit. They already did everything it needs to take when you see the building permit coming out, being put on the light pole. It's too late to say, girl, congratulations. They don't need your congratulations at that point. They've already accomplished the goal of being a homeowner, building their home. It's behind the scene things that people don't see before they see the fruit that really matter. Once you get approved for the loan, you already did everything you need to do to get approved for the loan for your new house. So when somebody see your house built, they like, girl, I ain't know. Or, I ain't know you was serious about it. Be serious about whatever you're doing. Don't let nobody play with you or make you feel like what you're doing is insignificant or what you have already accomplished is insignificant. Even as something as simple as getting your first apartment, you still have to have your credit in good standing. You have to have your deposits in place. You have to make sure you have things to furnish your home according to your standards. You have to make sure you have food in your house. You have to pay your electric bill. You got things you have to do. Something as simple as just doing those day-to-day simple things. Count it all well done. And when you're rediscovering yourself while balancing all the things that I just talked about, you may feel some anxiety. You may feel some pressure. You may feel some stress, but keep going anyway. And I wanted to tap in to share about as I was looking in the sky yesterday and I saw an eagle, and I was listening to one of Latoya's video, and as I'm looking at this eagle in the sky with the clouds, like sometimes I have to go back to my youth and think about like what I used to do to be happy, to eliminate stress, to just be vibrant. And I used to look at this sky all the time, and I used to say, played a little game like, oh, well, what is the sky telling me today? What the clouds look like. If I could say it looked like something, what it looked like. And what it looked like to me was an eagle. And the eagle it looked like it had wings and it had a beak and it was soaring. And as I'm looking up at the sky and I see this eagle in the clouds, like the clouds are in a shape of the eagle. That's what it looked like to me. And Latoya says like a minute later, yeah, because you are an eagle. And I'm like, okay, confirmation. But little things like that, only you know what those things mean. When I looked in the sky, I might have been the only person in the world who thought the clouds were in the shape of an eagle. God got certain signs and wonders and warnings and things that he put into you. Sometimes you may heat up and you're like, what's going on? God wants you to pay attention. Shut some of that social media stuff off. If you get off social media for one whole month, when you get back on there, the same people you have in your circle of like friend requests, they're going to be doing the same thing they was doing when you come back. So don't feel like you're going to miss anything. Eric Thomas said that he left Detroit, where he was homeless and grew up at, and lost a lot of his family, his friends, through gun violence and stuff like that. He said when he left for 10 years and came back after getting his doctorate degree and master degree, because it took him like 12 years to get it, he said the people was doing the exact same things that they were doing 10 years previously. So don't feel like, oh, life is going to pass you by and you're going to miss everything. Yeah, you might have to send donations for the baby shower. You might not be able to go to the graduation, go to every cookout, go to every hog killing, because you are busy investing in your business. You're busy doing something else. Anywho, but just don't be afraid to get off the scene. Don't be afraid to stand alone. Don't be afraid to get into your childlike mind, looking at clouds. When you hear the birds outside, just be free. Get back to a sense of where you're not so stressed, you're not so depressed, and you're not thinking about all the stresses and anxiety that life brings. And I thought that was very impactful, just for me to see the eagle, the clouds in the shape of the eagle, and then for her to say the word eagle to give confirmation. So God will give you confirmation in the smallest things. And when you are rediscovering yourself, it's very, very, very important that you are very clear with yourself first about your personal expectations. Like, what do you want your life to look like? And then on that particular day, you should start implementing things that get you to the lifestyle that you want to live. Not the lifestyle that your coworkers think you should live. Not the lifestyle that your pastor is living. Not the lifestyle that you see on TV. Go into your heart, into your inner self. The inner work is the hardest work to do. That's why I was listening to, I think her name is Taylor Swift. She got this song out and it says, like, I'd rather look right into the sun versus looking in a mirror. And a lot of people live life like that. Like, it's easy for you to identify, oh, something wrong with that person. Oh, what's wrong with that person? Instead of saying, God, what you want to teach me out this situation? What do you want to teach me being in group chats? What do you want to teach me about seeing this eagle? What do you want to teach me when I go meet Latoya? What is everything? How is it connecting? And a lot of times God is showing you that you are picked apart. You're not meant to be in social circles. You are meant to lead the social circles. You're not meant to be a worker the rest of your life. You're meant to provide services that allow other people to work until they figure out exactly what they want to do in life. To me, I can see a lot of my relationships changing and changing for the better. Changing for the better. And if people walk away, just know that they weren't willing to meet the standard that it requires to be in your life where you're going. It doesn't matter who you used to be in high school, what you used to tolerate in college, how you used to let family members talk to you crazy, coworkers talk to you crazy. You would not send your food back if it wasn't prepared properly. Do all of this in grace, but it is very important that you speak and you write down what your expectation is. So when you see somebody cross that boundary, you can say, hey, I know that y'all was used to me, just accepting anything. I know that, nobody in the family gonna talk about, having tact or anything like that. But I'm the person that's gonna show y'all what to do. I'm gonna be the person that's gonna, let people know how to talk to one another. I'm gonna be the person that slow it down. You're not gonna like over talk me or take me too fast, get me to agree to things. Then I'm wondering, why in the world? You ever think about it? It's like, Lord, why did I agree to teach 25 classes in 1 week? Why did I agree to loan her $100 for her light bill and now my car payment behind? When people get you, when you have anxiety, you stressing about stuff, sometimes you agree to stuff real fast and don't even realize you getting yourself knee deep in some mess instead of just saying no with a period, or that's just not gonna work for me right now because I got my money tied up in this life coaching business. I got my money tied up in therapy because I just have anxiety so bad I can barely go to work every day. You're gonna have to figure out whatever script you want to give people to slow them down. Let them know, listen, let me get back to you, so that you won't have any regrets. Because the feeling of regret, like, why did I do that? Why I talk to her crazy like that? It'll just have you feeling some type of way. So just being able to communicate clearly without anger and frustration. But I didn't learn how to do that until after I went to therapy myself because I was very angry. I felt like, the way my parents did me when I was younger was totally out of line. I didn't have a high reassurance in myself. I would have to make a video and ask other people, did you think that was good? How did my voice sound or something like that? I didn't have a high reassurance of myself. So I had to seek validation from other people. So to dismantle that way of lifestyle that I had was accustomed to, I had to go to therapy. I had to break off a relationship that was not healthy. I had to become an independent person. As I became a mom, I became more interested in my mental health. And yeah. So another thing about rediscovering yourself, the reason why it's so hard is because you have to start doing things that you never did before. And one simple thing you can do is to give people eye contact. Eye contact lets somebody know you're paying attention for one. It provokes confidence and it allows people to know, that you believe in whatever you guys are talking about. You're not timid, you're not shy. And the way that you can practice doing that is looking in the center of somebody's face, like where their third eye would be. And that is a way that you can begin to look at people in their eyes and have more confidence and exude more self-esteem and, that you're paying attention and you don't have to, be afraid to look at people in their eye or think that they're going to think that you're dishonest or something like that. But just just start rediscovering yourself, getting back to the core of who you are and who you want to be. And again, it's going to be lonely. It's going to get ugly. Like I said, eagles, I saw something, and it might be a poster at my job. It says, eagles are like leaders are eagles. You find them one by one. Like you don't see them flocking together like the pigeons or like the buzzards. I saw that one day at the stoplight. It was like 20 something buzzards. And, it just made me think and that's how people flock, just like that. Just become of the masses, just be another sheep, them over there. But you as an eagle, it is going to be very challenging for you because you're going to be alone. You're going to be on an island all by yourself. You're going to be going to self-help classes. You're going to be investing in business courses. You're going to be the first homeowner. You might be the first graduate in your family. You might be the first person who has set standards and boundaries, a generational curse breaker. If that's you, you're going to feel alone. You're going to feel some stresses. You're going to feel that warfare. You're going to want to turn back. But eagles don't turn back in a storm. They face it head on. Going back is not an option at this point because you've just come too far and you've worked too hard to make sure people know what you expect. You expect more out of yourself. So you know you're not going to let people talk to you crazy. You know you're not going to go back to eating all those unhealthy foods. You know you can't go back to poverty. You have to just keep pressing forward in the kingdom, and it is very difficult. It's very challenging. People are going to look at you crazy. They're going to talk about you, but who cares? Keep going on anyway. And I just wrote down some other stuff over here, and I'm just looking over it. Who you surround yourself with. Like when people come in my house, they always say, girl, it's so serene in here. My fiance got in my car the other day, in my truck. He's like, who is so peaceful in here? Because me and work in high demanding environments. He's a welder. So, working in a environment where you are physically laboring all day, when you get into a peaceful, feminine, relaxed environment, it's like, whew. So, if you're finding yourself in high intense environments and you know that God didn't place you under this type of pressure and this type of stress, it is very important to remove yourself from those environments. If you're living with a person who is causing you stress, because that stress will eventually become toxic in your body and lead to cancer and diseases and health issues. So if you are surrounded by people who are not positively contributing to your mental health, your best thing to do is to devise a plan and get as far away from those people as possible, because bad company corrupts good character, that type of thing. If you are surrounded in those environments, it's no way that you can tap into your spiritual gifts. It's no way that you can give to the world on the level that God wants you to give it, where you can be prosperous, monetize off of it, and help millions of people. You first have to help yourself. So get to a positive environment where you can speak clearly about how you're feeling, where everybody respects everybody's boundaries. And you can't be the type of person where you just creating all these boundaries. I'm this, I'm that. And you not respecting people's boundaries in return. You have to make sure that you are treating people correctly. You have to make sure when you're communicating and looking people in the eye, you're not trying to intimidate them or be rude just because you have spiritual gifts. Because sometimes you can meet people with spiritual gifts and they got the devil in them. So try to be more like Christ-like. Be compassionate. Speak with authority. Speak kindness. Learn other people's story. I just shared about my previous life, and I talk about it all the time before I got here. It takes work. Rediscovering yourself takes work. That's why people would prefer to stay in a flock where it's 25 people versus be where it's just one or two people. Because you two can sow into each other. But when it's 25, you can get lost in all the chaos. It's very hard. It's not going to be a journey where everybody is going to travel this journey with you. You have to continue to set those boundaries, respect other people's boundaries in return, and make sure that you let people know, like, we can't do that no more. I know we did that. We did that for 10 years, but we can't do that no more. You're not going to talk to me crazy. You're not going to disrespect me. You just have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And you're still being humble, speaking politely, but you're just letting people know that certain things while you're on this journey, and if you're going to be around me, you can't do that. We can't talk to each other like that. And be an example. Continue to model all these things. And when you look around, all your friends going to be modeling good standards, healthy boundaries. They're going to be saying, girl, no, I got to call you back, Jess, because I'm over here in this self-love class. I done enrolled in me a class to learn how to do better entrepreneurship. Or I done started my business. People are just going to be living their best life, traveling more, meeting with new people that they never met before, getting into other social circles that are vibrant. And you're going to find people ain't going to have time for you, just like you ain't got time for them, because they're going to be doing some of the things that you're encouraging them to do. So thanks for coming to my channel today. I wanted to encourage you, if you're rediscovering yourself, it's not going to be easy. You're just like an eagle. Get back to that childlike mind that you had. Try to decrease your stress levels, your anxiety levels. Pray often. Before I get off, and I know we got to get to this state competition, but pray throughout your day. Pray small prayers. In my day, I probably say 25 prayers. But my prayers go something like this. God, thank you for having reliable transportation. God, thank you for clear communication skills. God, thank you for allowing me to set healthy boundaries. Give me the strength to not slap somebody that I know they got me in a group chat. And I talk to him just like that because he already know my thoughts. He know the ugly stuff that I want to say, that I don't say, that I write down, that don't nobody see. God know that stuff about you. God, give me the strength not to go in this store and cuss this lady out for just hanging up on me while I was trying to place a to-go order. And these are all true stories. God, thank you for allowing me to be able to control my anger so that I can now be a better reflection of you. God, thank you for rebuilding and rekindling my relationship because it has not always been perfect. God, thank you for protecting London in her school this week so that it was no mass shootings that happened. God, give me the strength to be able to teach these young kids so that they will know that I am just a true reflection of you and that I'm not perfect. God, give me strength to be able to empower the next person. Thank you for good health, for good eyesight, for having clothes on my back. Pray to God just like that. Don't, oh, Heavenly Father, Lord, with a sweat rag. You don't got to do all that. God hear you, and he's going to respond to you by opening up your mouth. You could say small prayers like that. God, thank you for this iPhone I got, even though it's ancient and people talking about it. God, thank you for this apartment, even though I'm not a homeowner yet. Thank you for already showing me my house in the spirit. Thank you for fresh water, stuff like that. You're gonna have to grow feels and feels and feels of this stuff in your mind if you really gonna rediscover yourself and be serious about it. So yeah, just pray often, small little prayers like that. Talk to God just like if it was somebody in your passenger seat while you driving. Like when I get ready to take my road trip, I'm gonna be driving about 3 hours. I could talk to God for 3 hours about just like if somebody else was sitting in the car with me. You have to have a personal relationship with him. If you want him to sow into you, bring you in the kingdom, blow you up. If you want all that, you're going to have to give him something. You're going to have to keep him on your mind, on your heart, on your tongue, on your spirit in order to stay focused. Because there's so many other distractions. No distractions, no distractions. There's so many other distractions to get you off your beaten path. But I'm going to stop right there before we be late for a London State competition. Her second quarter is about to end on today, and then her next quarter will pick back up. I'll try to vlog. I'm not really the vlogging type. So I have did a couple voiceovers, and it's a really different game. So people that is good at voiceovers, kudos to y'all, because it's not my thing. This is my thing. But I do try to learn how to get out of my comfort zone and do something different. So if I can record the state competition, I will. But I'll tap back in with y'all later. God bless.